The three suspects arrested in connection with the murder of Hillary Gardee will be appearing in the Nelspruit Magistrates Court this morning. The motive behind the 28-year-old's killing is still not known. There are allegations, though, that one of the men arrested works in the office of the chief whip of the ANC in Mpumalanga. Well, the chief whip himself, that's Vincent Mlombo, joins us now from the area of Mbombela. Mr. Mlombo, thank you very much for your time. Are you able to confirm that indeed one of the people we expect to appear in court today works within your office?
Yes, thank you very much. Greetings to you, good morning to you, and good morning to your viewers and listeners. Yes, it is true that one of the suspects who would appear in court today for a bail hearing, it's an employee in the office of the chief whip in the Mpumalanga provincial legislature.
And when was he or she arrested, and how did this, what kind of reaction has it elicited from within your office?
Look, we got the information that he was arrested on Saturday morning, early in the morning. I got a call from one of our members of the provincial legislature that he was in fact arrested. And from our office, we therefore made our own investigation to ascertain if it is true that he was arrested. And we immediately released a statement to the media. Indicating the position of our office and the position of our organization, and also extending, as I will do now, to extend our sincere condolences to the Gardee family, and we wish that the Lord gives them strength to be able to deal with this brutal, horrible situation that they are confronted with. But I have indicated, and I still continue to indicate, that our organization is against any act of violence against women and children, that in any situation where the rights of women and children have been in fact violated, especially in the case of murder, our immediate response is that we are on the side of, in fact, the victim. And I think we must take this opportunity, as I did on Saturday, to thank the police in the province for their swift response in arresting the suspect to this case, because this case have got an interest. The entire community of Mpumalanga, and I believe South Africa, the public, they've got an interest in this case. So our position is that we are totally against, and we don't condone any act of violence. We condemn them in the serious positive term it deserves.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. Mlombo, I appreciate the fact that you are so careful around this matter, that you, since we started talking, you have not mentioned the identity of this individual. Yes, they may be known to your staff members, but let's keep it that way up until such time that we are legally able to name the person. Can I just ask the question whether you have had a chance to even be in contact with him during the course of the weekend, as it became clear that indeed he was behind bars?
Yes, I have had an opportunity to be in contact with him yesterday, because I think you would know that it would seem it's a practice if people are arrested, that they are allowed to phone to communicate to their immediate family and their immediate employers. So yes, he has been given an opportunity to talk to me. And
I would like to know, as I'm sure my viewers as well, what did he tell you?
No, we were talking with regards to the issues of bail, that most of the things we will talk about them immediately he's out of jail. I just wanted to, he called to advise me that it is true that he has been taken for questioning, and that today he will appear. They call it first appearance, which is a compliance to the 48-hour rule or law. And then next week he will appear again for bail hearing, because it would seem that the police, they still want enough chance to investigate this case.
Yes. All right. At this stage, Mr. Mlombo, it's still very early days. We don't know whether he might indeed remain behind bars for the foreseeable future. Your position, you have stated as an organization, that's the ANC, that you are totally against the abuse of women and indeed the whole scourge of GBV. The position, though, as the office, now that he has been associated with this crime, in terms of labor laws, what are you going to do next?
Look, I would have appreciated a situation where we wait until he is out on bail so that we take it from there. But it goes without saying that we would want to have a hearing with him. And it is from that hearing that we will take a position as to which section of our disciplinary hearing should in fact be put in place, because we do have a code of conduct and a disciplinary hearing procedure and a grievance procedure in the office of the chief whip. So we will be dictated by our engagement with him when he comes back as to whether which procedure that we would have to follow. But under normal circumstances, in cases of this magnitude, there has to be a disciplinary process that takes place.
My final question to you, Mr. Mlombo, is one of pure speculative nature, if I could put it that way, and it has to do with the motive for this murder. Now, an official working in a political office, and it's no small office, the office of the chief whip of the governing party, there is the understanding that another of the people who have been arrested might also have links to a political office or maybe a politician themselves. The motive is still unknown for the murder of Hillary Gardee in such a gruesome manner, but people are going to start speculating about the motive here. We know that the father of this child is a high-profile politician in South Africa. That already tells you that the links that people may already be starting to make up in their own minds. What would your message be, particularly to the community of Mpumalanga?
Look, my message has been to the staff and the managers in the office of the chief whip that this is a very sensitive case. This is a very high-profile case. We need to be as sober as the judges every time we interact with this case. We need to be tolerant. We need to understand that all the people that have been arrested have got their rights. If they are employees, they have got their rights as employees, and they will have to be treated accordingly. And ours is to give the best of the cooperation that we can give to the law enforcement agencies as and when that assistance is requested from ourselves. But in terms of the pros and the cons of the case, that we will have to leave it to the law enforcement agencies, because they are experts in terms of dealing with that. But from my office, myself, the whippery, and the managers, we will try to be as sober as possible at any given time when we deal with this case. I thank you.
That's Vincent Mlombo. He is the ANC chief whip in the province of Mpumalanga. That is, those are the developments, at least on the element of this story, the one element of this story. And we are indebted to Mr. Mlombo for granting us his time at such a crucial moment as the three suspects are expected to appear before the Newzroom Magistrates Court.